Ivan Drago appearance in the Belaya Smerte Gulag was no coincidence. President Putin would only send the best, the most trusted pawns to do his bidding. And this was no ordinary package. One of the most important packages for the entire Russian Federation in the last decades. And Ivan Drago would make sure this package would safely reach the Putin's hands, no matter the cost. But who is the Ivan Drago, you might ask? After failing to become heavyweight boxing champion of the world back in the mid-80s and shockingly losing the championship fight against arch rivals USA Nation to the world champion at the time, Rocky Balboa, who was already in his decline years and at the end of his career, while Drago being in his prime years. Drago became Soviet Union embarrassment symbol who was universally hated inside the Soviet Union, and his career was cut short after it. After such embarrassment and universal hate by the nation, Drago collapsed mentally. Heavy drinking and lack of any purpose rendered him completely useless, and just in a few years' time he was already living on the streets. It sounded like another tragic story of an unlimited potential individual whose life was cut short by the ruthless Red Motherland's laws. Though Drago refused to give up, even by losing everything, his family, life, fame, and living as a homeless person, he still slowly started to get back into the shape and started to participate in the underground fighting tournaments as the way of surviving. Every fight would have brought him a small amount of money, just enough to buy food and find some comfortable places to spend the rough nights in the Motherland. Having insane build and strength, it didn't take too long for the Drago to get back into the shape and make a name for himself quickly in the deadly Soviet underground fights. Fight after fight, in the bare-knuckles fights, Drago slowly started to take out all the best Soviet Union street fighters, and by the end of the 80s, he eventually became a champion of the street fighting and had no real competition. Unfortunately, with a massive stain on his name, even becoming undisputed Soviet street fighter, that was as high as he could expect his career to go. Until in the beginning of the 90s, after Soviet Union collapse and the government changes, Drago got the new lease of life brought to his feet. After turmoils and constant political changes in the now established new Russian Federation, one clever individual by name Putin tracked down the Drago and offered him to come with him and train under Special Forces regime to become his head of a security. Again, without any purpose in his life, Drago couldn't resist for such an offer, to be again somebody important. But this time, Drago promised himself he would not let anyone ever defeat him again and work harder than ever to be on the top, to be somebody famous again, and Putin struck gold with this individual. From the start of the trainings, Drago showed immense will and work ethics by learning everything he was taught and reaching insane top physical condition, pushing himself further to his limits. Only after few years of intense training, Drago became one of the deadliest bodyguards / assassins Russian government has ever seen. He was the ultimate killing machine, fluent with any common military weapons and unmatched in a close combat. Tales even spread wild within the Kremlin that Drago's Special Forces team was solely responsible for immense rise of the Putin's power within the Russian government. And indeed, by early 2000, Putin was inaugurated as the Russian Federation new president, and Ivan Drago finally became one of the most influential Russian military soldiers ever since. And now Ivan Drago, the finest Russian soldier, got one of the most important missions of his life: to collect one of the most secret Russian weapons from one of the deadliest Russian gulags ever and personally deliver it to the Putin's hands. Little did he know that this mission will change many individuals, including his, lives forever. In the next episode, we will return with a Belaya Smerte escape finale and with a Drago vs Golag battle, so stay tuned for more.